Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Kartik, one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I'm super excited to welcome all of you to LFGHO. Let's get started. All of you are watching this on ETHGlobal.tv. A happy new year to all of you, and this is what we'll be using for the rest of this hackathon and the summit. This is where you can watch the live stream, interact with all of our speakers, and chat with all of us and ask any questions, and we'll be able to in real time relay all these things on the other side. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, ETHGlobal is an organization with a very simple mission, and we're proudly helping organize this event. And our goal is to onboard thousands of developers into the Web3 ecosystem. We do this by doing two things. We run hackathons and we run summits, both in person and async. This is our first async event of the year, and we're going to be doing both of these things for LFGHO. We're going to have a summit talking about all the things happening in the world of RWAs, payments, stablecoins, and DeFi. But for the first half, what I want to do is talk about the hackathon. So before we get started with any of the summits, let's learn a quick intro on how everything is going to work for the next 2 weeks and everything they need to know. This is already a massive event. We have over 800 hackers from 72 different countries, spanning 23 different time zones participating in LFGHO. They're excited to build so many things related to payments, stablecoins, and RWAs. So we can't wait to see what everybody submits. And just to see where people are coming from, you can see the representation from 6 different continents. It's kind of incredible to see so many people excited to build in 2024. And I want to give everybody a chance to introduce themselves and tell us more about what they're excited about on our Discord. On top of the hackers, we also have 4 amazing ecosystem partners and 8 dedicated mentors who are going to be helping out with any questions related to any of the protocols here to make sure that you are never blocked or stuck on building anything that you are excited about. And together, everybody's giving over $75,000 in prizes. So we'll cover some of the information on what these prizes are, how you can win them, and more details around how you can qualify and any documentation and rules that you need to be aware of. I want to quickly thank our incredible partners. So first we have Go, Aave, Family, and Chainlink. You'll get to meet all of them here on the Discord and talk to them directly. They'll also be joining a lot of the sessions to help you get feedback to make your hackathon submission absolutely amazing. So the most important thing I want to do is talk about the next 10 days. You have until next Sunday to work on your project. So that's 3 days from now and the rest of the week. So we're going to cover how team formation works, how you can get help, all the prizes you can win, all the summits and talks, of course, after the logistics, and how judging and submission works. And of course, if you have any questions in the meantime, you can just put them on the ETHGlobal.tv chat, and we'll be able to address those questions for you. So the most important thing is communication. Everything that we're going to be doing for this hackathon is going to be on Discord. And these are private channels that are automatically controlled by the permissions that you have from your hacker dashboard on ethglobal.com. If you are confirmed as an attendee, you can just click on Sync with Discord. You'll get all the right permissions, and you'll start seeing the left sidebar. There'll be LFGHO header with all the relevant channels. And only people who are participating at the event will have access to these. So you get to talk to anybody from all the other hackers, to all of our mentors, to all of our partners, and anybody also on the ETHGlobal team. There's also dedicated channels to get help, which means if you go to the mentorship channel and mentorship help channel, you can post a question. Anybody who's watching this will be able to answer that, which includes also other hackers. And we have a lot of shifts here for people to help ensure that all of your questions are being addressed and you are always unblocked. On top of all of that, this is a massive asynchronous event. So everything that's going to be happening for the whole course of this event is going to be communicated to you ahead of time. And also a calendar invite will be sent to you directly to the email you signed up with, which means you can see when everything is happening, normalized to your own time zone. And you can get a really early look on all the workshops, sessions, talks, feedback sessions, everything else in between, including judging. The website is the main source of truth, which means that if anything changes, we update the website first, and then we communicate it to everybody on Discord. We really want this thing to be asynchronous as much as possible. So everything here is publicly kept up to date on the website. The website is ETHGlobal/LFGHO. Not ETHGlobal.com, ETHGlobal.al/LFGHO. So you get to quickly go to the event and you can see everything on the website and also on your hacker dashboard. So let's get into how the hackathon works. This is an event that is focused on the Go stablecoin. So we'll kind of cover some nuances there, but officially the hackathon has started and you can start building your projects now. This gives you until Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern, January 21st to submit and finish your projects. And you can work on your projects with up to 5 members in a team. You have basically the next 10 days, 1.5 weeks to hack, and we'll cover all the things around what matters when you're submitting. So let's talk about some of the quick rules here. In addition to your project being related to Go, everything that you are doing must be done from scratch. This is an event around the future of the Go stablecoin and how we can leverage different means of payments and stablecoins in the Aave ecosystem. So we want to see some creative ideas around that. And to make sure everything is fair, we want to make sure that nobody is building on a pre-existing project they've worked on and getting a head start when others are starting from beginning. It also means that only RSVP'd hackers are eligible to win prizes, which means that if your team members do not get listed as a team member on your dashboard and they're not showing up and it says they haven't confirmed, then in case you win any prizes, only you will be getting that prize, or anybody who's listed on that team page will be getting that prize. So please make sure that all of your team members and colleagues are confirmed and paired up on your dashboard as a part of your team. Also, if you have any other questions, you can message us anytime and we'll be happy to address those questions for you. A common one we really get is when we say everything has to be done from scratch, it does not exclude you from using open source projects and libraries or even scaffolding. If you want to fork an open source project of a prominent DeFi app, you are more than welcome to do so, and you're welcome to add on top of it, but you cannot work on a project that you did yourself and add more features to it and submit that as part of this event. Now let's talk about judging. Submissions are due on Sunday, the 21st at 12 p.m. Eastern. That is exactly the same time right now. It's 12:15 right now. And here are some of the submission guidelines. You will be required to submit a 4-minute video of your demo. This means you get to talk about everything you've done, who you are, why you got excited about it, and submit that as the official project of what you worked on. And we really recommend that you don't do this thing last minute, because condensing everything that you've been doing for 10 days into just 4 minutes is not easy. You will need to do anywhere from multiple revisions to cut things out, to edit some of the things. If some transactions are taking too long, you need to know what to do in that window. All those things will require some planning and thought. So please leave at least 1.5 to 2 hours for just a 4-minute video, because it is the only thing that everybody looks at. So you want to make sure it has all the important ideas you want to communicate. And you get to do all of that on your hacker dashboard. You get to submit everything there directly. In a few days, you'll be able to see all the questions that you will have to answer during the submission process. You can spend any time up to the Sunday deadline to understand the things that you have to be aware of and things that you have to write. We require a lot of extensive information around how you're using a different protocol or a different library, and where in the lines you have to link to the code directly and prove that this is how you're using it, to talking about how everything works under the hood on the backend side, and why you chose to work on the project and everything in between. So you will have to kind of spend a fair amount of time specifying how everything works under the hood, and we really recommend that you don't do this last minute. After you submit, you'll be given a choice to pick a track for how judging will apply to you. There are 2 ways to do that. There's a main judging track and a partner prize judging track. The main judging track is synchronous and it's set up in 2 rounds, and the partner prize judging track is entirely asynchronous. And I'll cover how both of these work and how they are different from each other. So let's talk about the main judging track. This is a 2-round track, which means that if you want to be part of the top 10 teams, you get to say, I would like to be on the main judging round. In this case, the first round is an asynchronous review by our judges of all of the projects, and they will be looking at the prototype, the MVP, your video, your commit history to make sure that nobody committed 100,000 lines in a single commit. They followed proper guidelines, they documented everything, and they showed iterative progress. And it's a project that actually solves interesting problems and has been worked on in accordance to the event rules. Those projects get reviewed the same day, and on Monday, they get notified, or at the end of Sunday, they get notified if they're moving to round 2. Round 1 happens asynchronously, and they'll immediately be notified for round 2, where the round 2 is a actual synchronous call with our judges. So for round 2, those teams who made it to round 2 come on to a Zoom call, and they are given 7 minutes to demo what they built, and the judges get to ask them questions in real time. And from that, we select the top 10 teams that will present at the closing ceremony for this hackathon. That's the main judging track. Then it's the partner prize judging track. So the key thing to remember here is that if you are selecting the main judging track, you are also automatically qualifying for the partner prizes. You don't have to pick between not winning a partner prize. You get to do that in both. However, if you pick the partner prize judging track, you do not get to be qualified for the top 10. So this means if you only want to apply and get feedback on a partner's prize, you submit your project and select this track, and all the partners asynchronously review your video, which means that the only information they have to look at everything that you want to do is the video itself and all the description that you submitted as part of your project submission. So as long as you are verbose and you talk about everything and you cover all the points that they would like to know about, they get to look at that and evaluate which prize should be awarded to what team. On top of that, this is asynchronous, which means that you don't have to present to them directly, and they will reach out to you if they have any questions or if they need any clarifications. So that covers both of those tracks. And to kind of sum all of this up, all of this thing really depends on the 4-minute video. So you want to make sure that the video is good, because everything, whether it's follow-up questions to understanding what's unique and novel or what hard thing that you ended up simplifying, all must be communicated in that video, because that is what everybody is going to be reviewing first. So make the video good. And of course, we do want this to be intimidating to anybody. And there's so many people here, hundreds of you at this hackathon who are new to all of this thing, and want to make sure that this is a comfortable environment for all of you to learn and actually understand how everything works under the hood. So there's a lot of talks, content, workshops for everybody from beginners to experts, and all of that has already begun. A lot of that is today. Some of it happened yesterday. Some of these will happen next week. We have all this stuff for all of you. And we're also doing a dedicated summit where we kind of talk about all the high-level themes and important things for you to be aware of that we know will become big in the next few months. Of course, any information that I missed or did not convey here, especially about the hackathon, is on the Hacker dashboard. You can see everything from all the specifics around judging timelines, how judging works, what you need to know of, what qualifies, what doesn't qualify, how check-ins work, how feedbacks work, sessions work. All that is also listed in a lot more detail into your info center, and you can see that on the tab at your Hacker dashboard. And of course, this is an asynchronous event, so everything that we're doing, whether it's a talk or a workshop, is recorded, including what I'm saying right now, and will be made instantly available on our YouTube channel, which is on ETHGlobal, youtube.com/ETHGlobal. So you can pause, rewind, and catch up at your own pace and your own time zone whenever you want to go back to something that you're interested in learning more about. And there's a lot of you who are still looking for team, and we recognize that, so don't worry. There's a lot of chances for you to find team members or work with somebody who already has an idea and can use your help. So head over to find a team channel on the Discord and introduce yourself and talk about what you are able to do and contribute with. And there'll be a lot of team members on the other side looking to join and work with you for the rest of this hackathon. And of course, people are here from 70 different countries, so I'd love to also learn more about who you are, what gets you excited, and be sure to introduce yourself in the LFGHO chat channel. There's also going to be brainstorming and team formation sessions. So if you are interested in being part of a live call to really understand how you can think about a good idea or get some feedback, or actually just pitch it to people and recruit some amazing, talented builders to be part of your project, you get to do that on a Zoom session as well. And you can see all that information on our website. And of course, it's not a requirement for you to work with a team. It just simplifies a lot of things if you have help. So don't feel obligated to find a team if you want to challenge yourself over the course of this event, to learn something new or learn something that you wanted to do on your own that you haven't been able to. You can use this whole event to challenge yourself and get to be better at something that you did not have a lot of context in. So it's totally okay and possible to hack solo. You are not required to have a team. Now let's quickly talk about project check-ins. To make sure that we are able to help all of you stay on track with building your project, we'll be doing 2 check-ins next week. These are simple, quick forms, behave like daily stand-ups on your dashboard, where you just say, everything I wanted to do is on track. I need help with X, or I've been waiting to get help on this thing, but I haven't been able to get help. And we look at all that stuff and we make sure that nothing is blocking you, which means if you are still stuck on some bug or nobody's been able to solve something that you've been spending a lot of hours on, you get to tell us that, and we get to find the right person to help fix that for you ASAP. All these things will happen twice next week, so we can make sure that you are getting ready to submit your projects on Sunday. And these are kind of required, so you want to just give us a quick update. It's just one person from your team has to just do this thing. It takes less than 5 minutes, and all of that will happen through your dashboard. And to make sure that you're also able to get some live feedback from some of our partners and mentors and even judges, you can join some of these feedback sessions. These are live calls where you get to talk about what you're building and how something works or how you're thinking about solving a problem. And somebody who's been doing this thing for a while or has a unique way to understand how something works behind the scenes will be able to give that feedback. So we'll be hosting 2 of these next week. The first session is going to be on Tuesday from 3 to 5 Eastern. And the second session is going to be on Wednesday from 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. You get to join these calls. The invites will show up on your calendar, and you get to get live feedback from a lot of people in the space. And of course, we have our code of conduct. This, even though it's an asynchronous event, the same code of conduct and rules apply. And you can check out all that on ethglobal.com/rules. But the gist of it is that please be respectful to everybody in this space. There's almost 850 people, including all of our partners and mentors here participating in this hackathon from so many parts of the world. We want to make sure that everybody feels welcomed, and harassment and abuse in any form will not be tolerated. And the most important piece here is that anything that you build as part of this hackathon is solely owned by you and nobody else. So every team member for a project submission is equally the owner of the IP that gets created. So you are welcome to do whatever you'd like after your project submission ends. And of course, there's so many other edge cases that we haven't covered, or things will come up for the first time. So if you need any help or if something hasn't been answered, please feel free to just ask those questions directly to us on email or Discord, and one of the ETHGlobal team members will be happy to answer any of those things for you. Everything that I've said is also available on our website, including the schedule and the info center and all the specifics. So just head over to ETHGlobal/LFGHO and you can see all those details again. Now let's get into some of our fun stuff around why this event is important and how you can take the best advantage of everything that's happening in the Aave ecosystem. So for this, I'd like to bring on Stani from Aave to share a quick intro on everything that they're doing and why they're excited and why you should be excited. So without further ado, let's welcome Stani.
Hey everyone, this is Stani Kulachov. So I'm the founder of the Aave Labs, and we are a software development company that built the Aave protocol and also Go stablecoin. And I want to give a warm welcome for everyone for joining Go Hackathon. So I'm super excited to see that we have already over 700 developers and builders participating in the first ever virtual hackathon that is focusing fully on Go. And Go as a stablecoin has an amazing vision. So obviously we want to use decentralization as a way of actually empowering financial applications. And down the line, Go could be going towards mainstream usage with payments, and obviously also providing a base layer for liquidity across the DeFi ecosystem. And during this hackathon, so we have over 50,000 K worth of Go worth of bounties in different tracks, from payments, vaults, facilitators, and integrations. And the idea of the hackathon is really about letting you to build whatever you feel, and it's fun, and unlock your creativity. It doesn't need to look anything like what is existing DeFi, and we value a lot of craft. So finishing good details, because the hackathon has multiple days. You have a good opportunity to build a product that could be used by wider audiences. You have time to focus on experience and design and good software engineering as well. And overall, hackathon is all about having fun and making friends along, and getting introduced into the world of DeFi. I wish everyone a great time, and let's go.
Awesome. Thanks, Donnie. Really good to kind of see that get kicked off, and I can't wait to see what everybody builds with Go, as it opens up so many new possibilities of rethinking how payments work on chain. So it's going to be awesome. And kind of speaking of all of that, let's go into kind of the final thing, which is prizes. So there's a lot of prizes being given away, 75,000 here, and we want to make sure that you have a good idea of how to think about those prizes and what qualifies and what these prizes are. So the first up is the Aave prize. Aave is giving multiple prizes. So the first one is in the payments category. So the best payment app with Go will receive $10,000, and the second project, the second place winner for this category, will win $7,000. Then you have the vaults category. So the best project leveraging the vaults here will win $7,000, and the second place team will be winning $4,500. And then there's a broader integration prize for Go, where anybody who qualifies here will be evenly splitting $10,000. So if 10 teams end up winning this or qualifying and following the rules, then every team gets 1,000. And depending on what the total count is, we just divide that from 10,000, and that's what everybody gets. Then we have Family. So Family is offering a pool prize for using ConnectKit. If your project is using ConnectKit, any project that successfully uses it will be splitting $5,000 with them. So this should be a very awesome way to integrate this as your Web3 provider. So try it out and use Family Wallet in your projects. And lastly, we have Chainlink. So the best project that uses CCIP and Go will win the $5,000 prize, and up to 3 teams can qualify here. So 3 teams can win $1,667 each for this category for using Chainlink CCIP with Go. All this information, again, is also on the website. You can click on the prize itself. You can see everything from the documentation to some of the code that you can use to start everything, to what the minimum criteria is to qualify, to all the sub nuances around what is a good way to think about solving a project and what does and doesn't qualify. All that is also on the website, so please check that out. And that covers all the specifics on the prizes. And of course, we want to make sure that this is a fun week for you. This event is meant to help you ease into understanding what's happening in the world of DeFi and Web3. So please pace yourself. You don't have to not sleep for 10 days. This doesn't have to be exhausting. We don't want it to be exhausting for you. And we really want you to have fun. You can use a whole week to understand what's happening, catch up on some talks and workshops, understand the code that's out there that's being made available for you to follow, and use all of that to put together things that you're excited to build. It is very much about experimentation and learning. And our goal here is to make sure that we can help you be successful at building something that personally excites you. We're not trying to have you solve someone else's problem. We want you to solve things that are you're passionate about and provide you the tools that make it easy for you to do that. So with all of that, I want to wish all of you happy hacking, and we're going to get ready for our summit. Just a quick reminder, all the next steps here are now on Discord, which means if you have not already gone set up with Discord, please head over to ETHGlobal.com/Discord, and we'll get everything going for you ASAP. All right, so this was the official logistical update on the hackathon. Now we're getting ready to talk about all of our incredible summit. Our goal here is to talk about all things happening in the world of DeFi, RWA, and payments. And there's a lot for us to cover there. So we're going to trick it slowly and ramp up by giving you a better understanding of everything that's happening in the space.